What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. It has been an insane couple of weeks at work. So I haven't been running as much as I would like to be running, but that's going to be changing soon because next week, well, tomorrow, Monday, when you're seeing this video, starts the new training cycle. Hi! Look who it is! Anyways, tomorrow starts my new marathon training cycle, so a lot of that will be changing, and I'm just gonna have to fit it in, whether I like it or not. So for today's video, I'm gonna do kind of the opposite of what I did last week, which is shoes that I'm really enjoying the first half of 2022, and we're gonna talk about the shoes that probably won't make it to full review. Now, the truth is that I have a lot of shoes. I'm only one person and I don't run 100-mile weeks. So it does take me a little bit of time to get to a full review on a lot of shoes. But there are some shoes that I just don't really like, or they just don't work for me. And because of that, I'm not gonna waste my time going all the way to a full review. So we're going to talk about those shoes today, the shoes that just simply aren't cutting it for me. But before we do that, I do have quite a few shoes that I could do a first run impressions on next week. And I want your help in deciding what it should be. So let's head on upstairs where I have some of these shoes and we can decide, or you can help me decide, what's it gonna be next week? Welcome to the mess of shoes in here. We have a couple of options of shoes that I am thinking of doing next week. So here we have this, whoop, that was not graceful. Here we have the Saucony Tempest. This is the new stability shoe from Saucony that features Power Run PB. So I'm definitely intrigued and interested in trying this one, so that's one option. Next up, we have the Nike Pegasus 29, another shoe that I've been intrigued and wanting to try, just haven't gotten around to it yet. I have the Adidas Pro 3, but I'm probably gonna save this for when I'm doing some more speed work, so that's not really a choice. Oh, and then we have these. This is the HOKA Bondi 8. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see first. The Tempest from Saucony, the Pegasus 29 from Nike, or the Bondi 8 from HOKA. I need your help. Help me. So now let's go downstairs and talk about the shoes that aren't going to be making it to 50 miles. I think it's important to be transparent with you all and tell you about the shoes that just aren't working for me. But keep in mind, just because they don't work for me does not mean in any way that they won't work for you. Everyone has a different running stride, a different foot, a different this, a different that, different preferences. So don't write them off completely just because I don't like them. All right, so we're gonna start the video off with a shoe that I'm kind of on the fence about getting to 50 miles, and that is the New Balance 880 V12. A lot of people quite like this shoe. A lot of people swear by this shoe, but for me, it just feels kind of dead. There's not really too much going on in that midsole, and I really don't like how thick the rubber is on the bottom. Yes, I do want durability in a shoe, but I think it's a little bit overkill and it deadens the ride a bit. And I don't want my ride to feel dead. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm getting here. Now, don't get me wrong, V12 has more cushioning than V11 did, but it's still just not the kind of cushioning that I like. It doesn't really have too much life. I feel a little bit of a roll forward in this shoe, but not enough to really make me interested in taking it to 50 miles. However, I might still do it just to see if I end up liking the shoe anymore. I'm not totally writing it off. I don't hate it. It's just kind of not my cup of tea. And I have a lot of shoes to review, so it might get kind of lost in the mix. Now, the next three shoes are shoes that definitely won't be making it to 50 miles. I have kind of made up my mind about them. And so let's start with the first one, and that is the HOKA MACH Supersonic. This was the shoe that HOKA released in between the Mach 4 and the Mach 5. And I guess it's supposed to be sort of like a better Mach 4? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what we were trying to get at here. This shoe fell all kinds of flat for me. The ride literally feels flat, despite the fact that HOKA has Meta Rocker technology that they use to help you roll forward in your stride. I do not feel that in this shoe at all. The foam here feels dead as can be, which is so interesting because it has Pro Fly Plus. Hard to say that. It has Pro Fly Plus, which is what the Mach 5 has, but this feels hella different. You can't tell me that those two shoes have the same midsole. The upper was perhaps a little bit better than the Mach 4, but to me, overall, the shoe was a bit of a dud, and it just feels clunky, flat, boxy, firm, none of the things that I want in a running shoe. So it made me actually nervous for the Mach 5, but if you watched my video from last week, go do that right here, you know that I really like the Mach 5. So I don't know what this was about, but it's not going to make it to 50 miles for sure. The next shoe on my list is actually a shoe that I really liked, but it just didn't like me, and that is the ASICS Gel Nimbus 24. I was so pumped to get this shoe. It has Flight Foam Blast Plus in it, which we love. It's a soft, protective shoe, but gives you a little bit of bounce, and I thought it really jazzed up the Nimbus line. But unfortunately for me, every time I wear this shoe, I get a hot spot on the ball of my foot, and I do not understand why. I've tried it with multiple different socks at multiple different distances, and it just happens every time. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be wearing this shoe anymore because it's not worth getting a blister. It's a shame because I do really like this upper. I think that's an improvement. I love the tongue situation on it. And like I said, I really like the midsole. I feel like it's nice and kind of a stable platform for a neutral shoe. But unfortunately, it just doesn't like me back. It's not the shoe, it's me. I think I'm like the only person that I know who's had an issue with a hot spot in this shoe. So if this kind of deters you from giving it a shot and you wanted to, don't let me be the one to stop you from trying it, because all I've heard is really good things about the shoe other than my experience. And last but certainly not least here is the PUMA Velocity Nitro. I don't think I have the popular opinion when I say I am not really feeling this shoe. To me, the ride doesn't feel very exciting despite the nitro foam here, and it's just kind of blah. I think the EVA layer does do this shoe a disservice, that kind of under layer here before the outsole. And the ride to me just feels flat. It's not a very flexible shoe. I mean, there's a little bit of movement here in the forefoot, but yeah, it's just, I don't see myself running in this shoe when there are better options to me in this class on the market. The upper is decent, fairly comfortable, but yeah, it's the midsole really here that kind of puts it to bed for me. That all being said, I definitely don't think it's the nitro foam's fault here, because I do have the Deviate Nitro that I am working on trying to get to 50 miles, and I like that shoe a lot more. The nitro foam does feel a little bit more special in that shoe. And those are the shoes that aren't going to be making it to 50 miles. I have quite a long list of shoes that need to make it there. And the good news is that the training cycle is starting soon, so I'm going to have to get out there and get on my grind quite a bit. Throughout our discussion today, I linked all of the first run impression videos for these shoes just so you can see kind of what my thoughts were when I initially stepped into these, and how that has developed over time. If you don't believe me, if you want to see for yourself, give any of these shoes a shot, I will link them all in the description of this video as well. So you can click those links, pick up your own pair, or just simply read the Running Warehouse description about all of these shoes. Keep in mind, those will be affiliate links with Running Warehouse. However, it doesn't mean much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can tell you about the shoes that I like, but also be transparent about the shoes that I don't. And with that, that kind of concludes this video of which shoes I'm just simply not really into. If you enjoyed it, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. I am sensing a color pattern here of navy and orange, and yeah, there's even orange on the Puma. See that? I have another video for you next week, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like heller. See you next time. This balloon won't be here forever, but I figured I'd feature it a little more before we take it down. We kept it for Pride Month, but it has been here since my birthday. So I don't know what it is about these rainbow balloons, but they go strong. They keep staying up there.